Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and today we are flipping through my setup for April. Can you believe it? It is like April already. I can't believe it. I just feel like the time has been flying this year. And so with everything going on, obviously with the coronavirus and the shutdowns and everything else going on, with society and with our city in particular and with my work and everything else, I have decided to kind of simplify what I've been doing for April. And so let me walk you through kind of what I have for March and what was working for March, and then talk to you a little bit about what I've got set up already here for April. So as you can see here, what I've got is only one planner, and right now it has March and April as well as some other things in there for me to be using it for March. I actually just set this up yesterday, and so I've been in it for a total of a day and a half, and I've really just enjoyed using the system. Of course, one of the biggest things about the Happy Planner system is that I can change it up and kind of take things out and move things around as much as I want to. And as soon as I bought this planner with the cover and the discs, I was in love. I just love this planner with these clear glitter discs. And so I decided to go ahead and just use it for April. I feel like it's just a beautiful setup. I just love the look of the cover and the discs together. And so I kept that together. I did remove the inside, and so you'll see as we flip through that it's a little bit different on the inside. But this is one of the new covers and disc sets from the Happy Planner, which I just really love. And just for April, with everything going on, I just wanted something that was just clean and beautiful and something that I would enjoy using every day. So again, let me just talk you through what I've got going for March, my current setup, which I did move here for the past couple of days, and then I'll walk you through what I'm planning to do for April. So now, just so you know, I did move this stuff to this planner. It was in fact in a separate planner, in fact two separate planners. So what I did for the month of March was I had my personal planner, which was my personal stuff as well as my work stuff, and then I had Sophia's memory book, which was in a second planner. And for the month of April, it's all in this one planner right now. So what I had for March, I didn't leave the divider in here. I went ahead and removed that, and some of this is like super. I don't know if I can flip through it, but basically what I did was just use random pages. And one of the things about my personal planner that is just for me super unique is that I just kind of like write as I need to. And so these are just some pages here, and I'll flip through it very quickly. I just don't want to show you anything that's like super private, but I'll show you this page. This was one of the pages that I kind of had set up. What I was using, as you can see as I flip through, are like the daily pages for my personal planner. And for the month of March, what I did was, of course, do my task list here, and then I had my personal and my work schedule kind of like laid out here, and I was tracking my time for my work and all sorts of other stuff. And then this back page, I was just writing notes to myself, which you can kind of see some of the notes that I have. Some pages have notes and some pages don't, you know. So I was using daily pages, and it was just a combination of work and planner, as well as social media stuff and faith planning stuff, which I just combined all into one for the month of March. And that was in a previous video that I kind of talked through some of that stuff. So that was my personal planner, and in fact, I'm finishing out the month, and so I have right here the 30th and then the 31st, and then this was a page that I had created for April, but I'll probably just put April the 1st and just make a note to myself that I decided to switch to a combined planner. So that was March, and the daily pages I've been using for January, February, and March. Most of those days, there was a point where I was using an A5 half letter size for part of February. And again, one of the things that I really just love about the Happy Planner is that I can take things in and out and change things up as I need to. And so I kind of, for my personal planner, like to switch things up fairly regularly just because it keeps me motivated to use my planner more often. So that's my personal planner. Again, mostly daily pages with some things just kind of mixed in. That's my personal side. Then what I have for March and April, or just like for the entire year really, for Sophia's memory book, is a student layout planner. And no, for my personal planner, I like to mix things up, even though I mostly use the daily pages. I do use other things, as things come up. I just might write on just a random sheet of paper and just punch it in and put it in there. But for Sophia's memory book, I like it to be the exact same for the entire year. So I have a previous video where I set up a partially outdated student planner for the entire year of 2020, and in fact I can show that to you. The student planners start in they start in August. So this was an August 2019 to July 2020 planner. And so the very last month of this planner is actually July. But I purchased several of these planners just because they were on clearance. And so what I did was combined those two planners into one. And so you will see things right here. Like, for example, this is the August page that I glued to the back of the July page here. And I whited out the dates because they were a little bit off. And then I went through and like this says 2020 because it's matched up with another page, but it's not actually August. I went ahead and changed the dates here with some, again, the pages from another one. And so this, I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually glued down. It's not actually the August that was on the page originally, but this was the calendar, and it's actually the February 2019, I guess, because it ended on the 29th. You can see that here. It doesn't have 30 and 31 for August, right? And so I did that pretty much for the rest of the months. And right here, you can see that I whited it out and glued it down. I don't know if you can tell or not. And then I used this side of it, but this side is blank because I need to redate here. And so the initial plan, and it still is the plan, I just haven't done it yet, is to use the monthly as kind of like a photo gallery of what Sophia is doing. And again, this is her memory book. And the weekly pages are more so for like notes, and I might have some pictures, but mostly it's just writing and just different kind of aspects of her life that I want to make note of. And so for March, I'll just flip through it really quickly. Again, I haven't done this at all. In fact, I haven't done it for the entire year. So January, February, and March, I'm like super behind with memory planning, at least with photos. So that's there. And then for the first part of March, I just did not do anything. So you can see that here, it's completely blank. I will go back and do it. And then I did the last couple of weeks here. So you can see here that this was right when the coronavirus came around, and we started getting a lot of closures and things like that. And so this is the actual layout, and like right here, her school was closed, and there are just notes here. And then what I decided to do was include this like hourly layout right here, and on the back is a note just talking about the coronavirus, and I'll put it in here so you kind of see what it looks like. I have it set up like this so that way you can see the dates here, 16, 17, 18, and it matches up. And then if you flip it this way, this matches up with the 19, 20, 21, 22. Now it makes sense to me, and I get that it's not necessarily the way that other people would do it, but I included this just to have a note to myself saying that, since she's at home and we were doing that, I still want her to be able to learn and do some things. And so I was tracking what she was doing. And then I got this in the mail. I'm sure you got something very similar. I put that there. And then right here on the side, you can see that they're color coded. And so this is the code. These are the codes for what those things kind of mean, right? So I did that for half of this week, Thursday through Sunday. And then I did it again for this past week. And so here's just what it looks like. And again, it's mostly writing. This one I actually decorated a lot more because I had the second sheet where a lot of the notes are from. And so I wrote it, and then I wrote it on here. And then I was just like, I'm done, right? And so I filled in all the blank spaces with just stickers. And so what I found was in the second week that I just didn't need this extra sheet. I don't even know why I did that. I just thought it would be fun to kind of track her time, but after one full week, I was like, I'm done with that, right? And so that's her memory book. Now, I'll flip to a blank page just to kind of talk to you about how her memory book is kind of set up. So the way that her memory book has been set up since January is this box is school-related stuff. This box is stuff that she does with me, Mom. This stuff is stuff she does with Dad. This stuff is for her extended family on my side. This one is extended family on her dad's side. And then these two boxes were just kind of like floater boxes. I generally, for these two boxes, have been putting like quotations or milestones or things that we're trying to track for her. So I remember for like the month of February, we were doing potty training, and then she would have quotes. Or if we weren't tracking anything specifically, then I would just have two boxes for quotes. So that's what I've been doing. Now, that has been working for January, February, and March. But now with April, and especially with like all the coronavirus stuff and the fact that we're at home most of the time, I just don't feel the need to have a personal planner that includes my work and my personal stuff as well as a memory book for Sophia. I feel like, at least for the month of April, it could all be combined together. And so that's my plan for the month of April. So what I'm thinking is this side will be used for my stuff, my personal stuff, and I'll just make like to-do lists and things like that. And then I will just use the rest of it mostly the same as how I've been using it for previous months with Sophia, with a couple of changes. So one of the first big changes is right here. So for the student layout, I'll turn to again to a blank page. Generally speaking, it looks like this with Monday through Friday in boxes, and then the weekend has kind of like this different format. And you can see here that it's not set up like that for April. And what did I do? I basically just took, again, I have like an extra student layout planner. What I did was just take an extra month, and I've been cutting out basically, just this week right here and then gluing it down. And so I actually did that already for the 4 weeks of April. So that way I can just have like a full, all the way across, it looks the same, and it works for me like that. So that way the weekend isn't tracked or like written in differently than any of the other weeks. Okay, so it will be kind of the same format. What I'm actually thinking in terms of like where things are going is that school will still be up here for Sophia, and well, she's not in school now, and she won't be in school probably for the rest of April. And so this will be mostly not so much school, but like lessons that she's learning. And so that will go here. Then this will still be things that she does with mom, and this will be things that she does with dad. But what I'm going to do is, instead of having these two sections, which again were used for extended family, things that she's doing with my side of the family, things that she's doing with her side of the family, what I'm going to do instead is use these two lines for my stuff, right? So my work stuff and my personal stuff. And then I'll still have these two boxes here. In the past couple of weeks, this second to last row, and I'll show this to you, has been used for like coronavirus news, right? Like just things that have been coming up every day for coronavirus or COVID-19 related stuff. So I don't necessarily need to do that, but certainly I can if I wanted to. So this is again still kind of like it changes every week kind of box. And then this last box still is going to be quotations. Now the only thing that's missing is going to be like her extended family stuff. And so that could be where I'm combining some of these sections up top. Like maybe instead of having just school here, it could be just like big events of things that she's doing. Like, I mean, if she goes to her aunt's house or goes to her grandmother's house, I can make a note of that here, and also include school stuff, but like a little bit smaller. So that's still kind of an adjustment period, and we'll see how it goes the first week. But I'm just really liking that I can combine these two. This might not be enough room for me, and so we'll see how that goes though with these boxes right here. One of the things that I think will help out a lot is, instead of just using these boxes for like to-do lists, which I'm a huge list maker, I make lists for everything, is instead of writing my lists here, these will be just like big events and like appointments, meetings, that kind of thing that I might have going. What I'm going to do is use this book, which I spent again over the weekend. I put this together. It's basically a micro that I upgraded to classic discs, and it's not the happy planner paper. What I did was, I'm trying to clear out like all of the paper that I have, and so I punched out some like spiral bound, like the top spiral bound flip pads, notebooks. They're almost the perfect size for this. I just had to trim it off a little bit at the bottom to make it fit. And so I'm using these pages to just make like lists for myself. And so of course I probably will use like a page a day. So that will be here. And again, that helps out because it won't be in the memory book. And I mean, she doesn't necessarily 10 years from now need to know that I need to buy milk, but certainly it'd be good for her to see that she has a mom that does work during this time. And so that's kind of the plan here, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, if I hate it, I'll do it for April, and then we can change it up for May. I mean, that's the beauty of this happy planner system. But again, her stuff mostly, and then just two boxes for me, and I think that will work. We'll see how that goes, with this for my lists and this for her stuff and my stuff. we do most of our lives together, especially with the quarantining and social distancing stuff that's going on with COVID-19. So 90% of it will be exactly the same. I don't feel like I need to make a separate note that I went to my sister's house when she went to her aunt's house, you know? Like, I know that I did that with her, right? So that's her memory book. The last section in here, well, I'll say that I've included for Sophia her entire memory book for the rest of the year. So it's March through December. And I really didn't need to include it, but I wanted to put it on there just to stabilize the discs. So that's why it's there. I forgot I had that note in there. So this next part is basically my work notes, and you can see one of the things that I did with my work notes is attached a pin loop here to a folder, so that way I can put my pins. I don't like putting them on the cover itself just because I don't like having the adhesive on the back there, and I can move this a lot easier. So I have that there, and then I can't flip through the rest of this, just a couple of pages I can, but right here I have my like work trackers with notes to myself, things that I do on a daily basis, and then the rest of it are like my attendance logs and my advising lists, just to keep track of who I contact regularly. And so that's all in here with some extra pages just in case I need it. And then this final section, it's labeled personal just because I didn't want to make a new label for it, but it's just these extra coloring pages that I cut down to size and punched and put it back here. And again, I don't necessarily need this in here, but it's just to stabilize the planner because it was pretty thin with just my stuff and Sophia's stuff and my work stuff. And so that is all. I mean, what do you think? Is that a good setup? I said one planner, but that's one planner plus one list pad that I've got going on, right? So I think it's good. We'll see how it works out. Again, with April, especially with April being Sophia and I are at home most of the time, I think it should be feasible for me to do this. And it's pretty much a trial run because I think that this is what I'll be doing for the summer as well. So if that's the case, it would be nice to be able to combine rather than having like 2 or 3 planners for the summer, since again, she's with me all summer. She doesn't go anywhere that I don't go usually. And so it'll be good for me just to get into the habit of being down to one planner now that I've been expanding and expanding and expanding, right? So I hope you enjoyed this video. Look forward to recording more videos now that I'm stuck at home, and I really can't do plan with me videos because of the way that Sophia's memory book is set up. I have to put my notes in first before I plan. I guess I shouldn't say plan, like I have to put in her notes before I decorate. So I can't do any kind of like decorative plan with me videos, but that is just kind of the way it works with memory planning. And so that's pretty much all I'm down to nowadays in terms of decorative planning is my decorative planning is in my memory book, in Sophia's memory book. The rest of it is just me functionally writing out lists. So, all right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what your April setup looks like. Have you been changing things for the coronavirus, or are you still planning exactly the same? Let me know in the comments below. And in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already so you can be on the lookout for future videos. Until next time, bye.